Yeah, let me song it either. Wow! So we have gotten a little bit further here. The original leather, it ended up not working if like I put it inside with the rest of the kind of leather pieces there. But, oh, here's a little scrap of it. I tried, it was too thick and too rigid, so I tried kind of shaving off the top outer, like, you know, outer hard surface layer type of thing. And it was still too rigid and too thick. Like, I could only get, like, one strand through, like, a B type of thing as opposed to the two needed. And then kind of going into the leather strips, I thought I only had like little tiny pieces. Turns out I had a handful of relatively long but thin scraps of this here, and thin scraps of that is what I'm looking for. So I cut that into like little. I had managed to get enough of the same type of leather, same color and everything. So you know, a bit of a loss of money there with that other leather type of thing, but it'll be used for something else or something like that there. So in other case, we got that part solved here, and then originally like. The holes for where this goes through the actual head there, that was way too thin for these leathers to get through. So the option was to kind of, you know, just tie it around, you know, back over here. But then it's kind of hanging further in from the rim. So to get that to hang closer out to the rim, I managed to get some just white string, you know, the polycotton string through those little head holes there. Kind of catch this inside of there, loop it around, tie it up around this knot over here, which I looked up. That's actually called a lark's head knot there. And there's a little tiny drop of glue inside of this knot here so that doesn't come undone. And now that these will hang out, you know, up until the rim there, which is good. And kind of playing around with the various beads there. I've got like 3 million types of beads hiding inside of there. I kind of found that the pattern that I liked the most was orange, yellow, orange type of thing, because, you know, kind of hang it down, yeah, it looks like that type of thing, and that's pretty decent. So, the next step that we're going to do is attaching all of the feathers here. So we got all these brown feathers here. I do want a handful of pigeon feathers inside of there, and since I wear the crow pendant around my neck, we are going to attach a crow feather inside of there. There you are. So I'm not entirely certain. I'm thinking, like, 4 pigeon feathers is a little bit, it doesn't feel quite right. So we're gonna try 3 or, well, we'll figure it out, So, have yourselves a good day, everyone. I'm gonna get feathering this here, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Meow!